Come here, son, nephew, young man, let me holler at you. My goal for this channel is to give men the best information that I can give. So even if my opinion says one thing, if facts, figures, and statistics, even maybe some experiences in my life say otherwise, then I need to share that information too. So I need to revisit this single mother thing one more time and make sure I've clarified myself. Now, some things I would not, I'm a double down on. So for example, I still say you need to protect yourself, protect your finances, and do what's in your best interest as a man. Now, the ideal situation, I'm talking biblically, is to find a woman who's on the same page with you, that you can trust, where that's not an issue to begin with, but it's just a different world we live in. So that's the best advice I can give on that. Two, I still say dealing with the single mother is not necessarily a good investment for a man. Now, you've also heard me say I've dealt with single mothers and tried to date and tried to see if it could be something. And there were even a couple of situations that I admitted actually could have worked. And I liked the particular ladies. Now, they didn't work out for me for some fundamental reasons. That don't mean it can't work. You do have some guys out there who ain't no good and who may have done a woman wrong and left her with a kid. You also have women who may be widows. There are situations where these could work. And I'm going to tell you about one that could have worked recently. All right. So anyway, before I tell you that, let me share with you the experiences of one of my, a gentleman I know. I'm not going to go into who, if I describe him, certain people could tell who he is. I don't want to do that. But basically, this person had a child and met a woman with a child. They came together to make another child. All in all, this man is wealthy, and this woman helped him multiply and go exponential with what he was doing. Now, that lady's a handful, but she's about her family first, and that's why they could be successful, because she was about family first and business first. So her child couldn't say, I don't like my stepdad, and run the household. No, that's the man of this house. That's who's putting food in your mouth. You're going to respect him, and we're going to follow his lead. And that's what happened. And facts, figures, and statistics do show that men who are wealthy tend to be married. The Bible says that in the last days, there'll be men forbidding other men to marry. I don't want to be speaking in the spirit of the Antichrist or anything like that. I don't know if I got a good angle or what. Yeah, I guess my is out of place. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I didn't have this mount in here securely. All right. Now, most of the wealthy men I know are married. Now, whether or not they're happy or not, I don't know. But I can't just sit here and leave the possible impression, if I didn't clarify, like I'm saying, hey, don't get married. Be single your whole life. No, if you're a heterosexual male, you're going to deal with females in some form or capacity. So the right way is the best way. Now, can you find the right way? Are you even that type of man where you're equipped to deal in the right way? That's another topic for another day. So with that being said, I'm still single, but I encountered a single mother who I thought might have been a good candidate for a workable situation. Now, this lady has 4 kids, but I've known her for about 20 years. I was at a junior college I would go to between attending the universities that I did, because I transferred from one university to another. But in between, I would take classes at the junior college because they were cheaper. And in the summertime, you could take extra credits and, get closer to graduating quickly. And if you count the actual time I was in school, I stopped for a minute and went back. But if you count the actual time I was in school, it was actually 3 years because of that. I just stretched it out because I did different things, like got into real estate and just went to working full time and got married and had a kid, and then I went back. Anyway, I knew this lady. She always had good qualities. For whatever reason, she had children out of wedlock, and she actually even got married, and that marriage didn't last. Okay, so we had some conversations, and I heard some good things about her. Good spending habits, a good stable mindset, seemingly calm and quiet and all that good stuff. And she did something that was different. Instead of waiting for me to take her on the date, she heard me talking about, I just hired a chef recently to do meal prep for my family and I, so I can save up some more time and be more productive. And I mentioned that I'm going to hire a housekeeper. And she's like, well, why would you do that when you're talking to an able-bodied woman? That was very interesting to me. So she came to my house and she's like, here, let me help you get organized. Because if you're a biblical aiming man, then what you want is a helpmeet, not just, other qualities that may not mean anything long term. So when I explained what I'm trying to do in life to this woman, she's like, okay, I get it. She came by the house, but we had some conversations about our children, and I told her my apprehensions as far as dating a single mom. And here's my biggest thing. I don't want to deal with a woman who has a child that's going to set me back in any way. So for example, if you're a real man and you care about people, and then you an educator and you care about kids, it's hard to be in a situation like that and not invest in the kid, because the kid didn't bring himself into the world, right? But that could turn into, you ain't my daddy, I don't like you, I'm grown now, forget you. Or you break up, divorce, and now that child is gone. You don't have access to a person you've come to love, right? Okay. Also, I've encountered women with grown kids who steal in their pockets and ruining the household by doing all kinds of things that are very expensive and causing expensive problems. You can take your imagination wherever you want there. So what I determined was this, and I told her this. 3 of her children were doing excellent in life, and I told her the direction I want my children to go in. And, we talked about some things, but when I told her about this one particular child and how that made me feel, he's not a child anymore, he's grown, but he's her child. But one particular thing was, look, because see, she almost went bankrupt. She did go bankrupt trying to help this guy out. And I'm like, hey, I can't deal with that. You're going to have to be able to control that situation. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to pull away from anything that will damage what I'm putting in place for me and mine and whatever woman is in the future, and even your kids who are doing positive. Because if you got to put together, you can't just ignore your in-laws. So she had an event to go to after she had done some cleaning, and we just sat and talked, because believe it or not, whatever you might think, I ain't quick to jump into bed with any women. That's for spiritual reasons, safety, all types of stuff. I'm not just laying down with a woman, even if they throw it at me the first night, first afternoon, first whenever I meet them, and that does happen, but that don't mean you should do it. So she had a event to attend, 2 events, one in the afternoon, one at night. And you know what? When she got to that night event, I texted her in the afternoon after I got done chopping down trees and doing junk in my yard. But I texted her. She said, oh, I don't have good reception in this building. Look, man, women be on their phones all day. So, if they tell you that, that's probably not true. But okay. Night comes. She went to that night event, I do suppose. I ain't heard from her since. That was on Saturday. So something happened. Maybe she saw something in me she ain't like. What I think happened is that kid who I told her, look, you're going to have to be prepared to let a grown man make his decisions, but he ain't finna bankrupt me. I think that lady knows deep in her heart she still got some more issues to deal with that particular child, and he's a burden, and he's a liability. And that's what I think. I could be wrong. You know what? I might not be, whatever. That's okay. I got to do what's best for me and mine. So I'm admitting that, so it's not like I don't want you to give the impression that you just like, single mamas ain't this and ain't that. Nah, you just got to be careful. You just got to be careful. But that doesn't change the fact that being married or having some type of stable situation does bring value to your life if done the right way. And statistics show that men who do that, or men who are wealthy, tend to be married. And then you do have certain social and business circles where if you're a single guy, they ain't gonna deal with you. So who am I to sit here and leave you with the wrong impression, possibly? And you may have understood what I was saying from the beginning, but who am I to possibly mislead you if I didn't clarify? If you find a single mother and you think the situation can work, and you vet properly, you vet the children properly, you vet the rest of the family properly, y'all got the same mindset, if it could work for you, hey, who am I to leave you with the wrong impression? And who is somebody else to tell you no? Because sometimes something or a person who's sent to bless you might not come in the package that you expect. So then what? You gonna turn away your blessing because it doesn't look or seem like what you think? Well, not everything in life is like that. So that's my 2 cents on that matter. I'm still single. I had a good time with the lady, but hey, if it ain't the right, let me tell you something else. If a woman exits out your life, let her go. Don't go chasing her down. She leaving for a reason. I remember my second ex-wife told me at the beginning, this is back when I was young and stupid. She told me point blank period, Mr. Renaissance man, look, you don't need to be dating me because I'm gonna end up holding you back in life. Now I was trying to go by the old-fashioned rules, and I'm just thinking, well, I know this chick mama ain't taught her nothing. Dad wasn't there for her. She doesn't understand the value of a good man, and we can have a good life together because I saw potential in her. You don't go based on potential. You go what's in front of you. He who findeth a wife finds a good thing. Now, at my age, a woman's supposed to know how to be a wife already. Now, there may be there is going to be some guidance. But if you got to take her from point blank at the bottom to say, hey, this is what you do if you actually want to keep a man in your life, that's too far gone. She wasn't raised to be a wife, or it's not her intention, and she ain't studied up on it herself. If you got to explain everything. So when that woman said that, I should have left. Now, granted, I have a child from that situation, from a marriage. I did the best I could. I don't regret my child. But that was a big learning lesson. Fellas, if she want to go, let her go. Let her go, let her go. If you love something, let it go, or even like something, let it go. And if it's yours, it'll come back, and if not, don't worry about it. And quite frankly, once they go, you don't know where they've been, so I don't know. You determine that for you, and that's what a lot of life comes down to, what's best for you. Use the information that's out there, but do what's best for you. Share this content. I'm telling you, somebody out there needs it. Some man out there needs it. Hit the like button, because I'm telling the truth. This is good information. You're welcome to subscribe. Be a man. Stay a man. And as always, never lose the will to win. Never lose the will to survive.